Alright, so welcome to AI News. This is the first time ever I'm doing this on my channel, and I'm no AI expert by any means, but I'm just interested in AI and learning more about it as I go, and I just want to share what I've been seeing happening this week. So here we go. So I'm going to start off with some of the most exciting news, and this is Morpheus 1, which is the world's first multi-modal generative ultrasonic transformer designed to induce and stabilize lucid dreams. So what this is designed to do is to help you control your lucid dreams. I have no idea how it's going to do that, but they're saying that unlike large language models, Morpheus 1 is not prompted with words and sentences, but rather brain states. So it takes on information by reading your brain, and then the output, instead of generating words, Morpheus 1 generates ultrasonic holograms for neurostimulation to bring one to a lucid state. Now, none of us really have an idea of how big of a leap this is in the AI technology, but from the looks of it, it sounds really big. I mean, just imagine being able to control your dreams whenever you want and doing whatever you want in those dreams. It's hard to even grasp what this technology is. But yeah, looking forward to it, and it is available for beta users spring 2024. Next up, an article came out last week about AI and crypto mining are driving up data centers energy use, which is to no surprise to anyone, but I wanted to point out that the global electricity demand from data centers, AI and cryptocurrencies is expected to double by 2026. From what we are using now in 2024, which leads to increasingly alarming questions from people around the world, like how are we gonna make up that in an environmental friendly way. So it is also said that fortunately the International Energy Agency or something like that also forecast accelerated renewable energy growth across the world, overtaking goal to generate more than a third of the world's electricity by 2025. That's really nice and all on paper, but we all know that this, and even the article says that this still doesn't solve all the challenges new data centers bring, and that we really need to improve our energy efficiency. And this brings us to a really nice segue where OpenAI plans to set up chip factories worth $100 billion. OpenAI is planning to set up its own chip factories to keep up with the market demand for chips required for AI and generative AI related workloads, which makes a lot of sense. With every new piece of AI technology, there comes a question of how do we power these things. And yeah, as they're becoming increasingly powerful, I imagine our future is going to look a little bit something like this more often, where, you know, in every deserted or what used to be a deserted area, we now have a chip factory. And this is further proven by the fact that the global AI chip market size, which was valued at 14.9 billion in 2022, so 2 years ago, is predicted to grow at a compound annual rate of growth of 40.5%. And it will touch 227.6 billion by 2030. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. And I guess when you're working in tech, then you might be happy about these numbers. Currently, Nvidia is the frontrunner when it comes to AI-based chips. So OpenAI is looking to overtake this. Next up, content creators. If you're any sort of content creator, then this is big news because ElevenLabs introduced Dubbing Studio. ElevenLabs is already the leading company in AI voice. So if you're a content creator, then basically you won't need any dubbing services or expensive agencies. You can just drag and drop your video and choose any language.
Choose a language and click create.
And it's gonna create a perfectly translated video for you. And what's even more amazing is that it's gonna be able to recognize the personality of your voice.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
And then it will replicate your personality in this other language you've chosen.
Soy Popeye el Marino.
And this is even more insane considering the fact that ElevenLabs is super cheap. Like, you can get started for free, but obviously this has certain limitations. But even then, for additional tools, you can get started for as little as $1 per month. And I imagine that when YouTube finally releases the full version of dubbing your channel, this tool will get used a lot. I already know that I will be utilizing this tool as well. Next up, big news from the AI video generation world from Google. They have now announced Lumiere, I don't know how you pronounce it anyways. But this announcement really shows that Google has now catched up or even went further from their competitors. Lumiere will be able to transform text to video as seen here. confident teddy bear surfer rides the wave in the tropics, and the movements are looking super realistic, and that is mostly thanks to the AI now being aware of the context of where this thing is happening. Toy poodle dog rides a pennyboard outdoors, and obviously you can still tell that it's AI, but as you can see, the motions are getting more and more realistic. Panda playing ukulele at home. Colorful fish swimming underwater. I mean, from this one, it's pretty hard to tell that it's AI. And then we have image to video that takes an image input and then generates a video from it. Campfire at night in a snowy forest with starry sky in the background. The video has really nicely brought out all the details, you know, the sky in the background. Even this giraffe eating grass is looking rather realistic with the motions and how it's eating the grass, and even down to the details of how its ears are moving. A car driving on the beach. You know, driving a car for AI is still pretty hard to figure out, so it's gonna take some time before we see it displayed accurately. The waves are looking nice. And then we have stylized generation, where you can choose a style and as a reference image, and then your outputs will be inspired by this reference image, which is pretty neat. We can see different examples here. Video stylization is something really cool as well. As you can see, we have the source video here. We have the dog looking out the window of a car, and then we can have the dog made of wooden blocks. We can have him origami for the paper art, and we can have him or her made of colorful toy bricks or of flowers. And so you can see this bear of flowers looking really nice, the bear from wooden blocks and origami. I mean, this opens up just a really cool avenue of creative options, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Then we have cinemagraphs, which means you can mask out a selection from an image and then it will only animate this selection. So you can see this butterfly moving, but the background, the flowers are standing still. Same with the waves here, you can select only the waves. So the sky is still, but the waves are moving. And lastly, from Lumiere, we have video in painting, and this means you have a footage where some of the area of the content is missing, and then it will automatically figure out what should be in the scene. And so with this flowing river, it has done a pretty good job. Let's take a look at this pizza. We have the top of the pizza cut out here, so the AI is going to add some motion from the hand, placing leaves on the pizza. There are some things that should not be there, like for example, I can see that this green leaf here and here as well, where it shouldn't be there, or it should be already cooked, like this one here. But the AI is thinking that, you know, we should have more green leaves here, which, you know, it's okay. And one of the most exciting things about Lumiere, and all this enables some really cool visual effects we can do with it. I mean, the way you can change the dress and it's not gonna look disrupted or fake. It looks super real, and there's just so many options where we can utilize this tool. But sadly, Google hasn't yet released Lumiere for general public, so we're gonna have to wait. Next up, Nightshade announces a free tool that poisons AI models, and it is now available for artists to use. So this tool is essentially used by artists that are looking to protect their creations, and the tool essentially works by turning AI against AI. It will identify what's in a given image, then applies a tag that subtly alters the image at the pixel level, so other AI programs see something totally different than what's actually there. So if anyone's trying to steal your work, it's gonna get super messy and they won't be able to use it. Big news from OpenAI, they are releasing new embedding models and API updates. They're bringing 2 new embedding models, an updated GPT-4 Turbo preview model and an updated GPT 3.5 Turbo model, and an updated text moderation model. As I said earlier, I'm rather a casual AI user, so I don't understand what's going on here, so I'm not gonna go over the details, but I will mention that they have made some changes in the pricing model for GPT 3.5 Turbo model, making input prices for the new model 50% cheaper and output prices cheaper by 25%. The updated GPT-4 Turbo also reduces some cases of laziness where the model doesn't complete the task. So this was a big problem previously, where you would give the GPT some task, but it would just not do it. Hopefully that is fixed now. This one is big news for companies that are looking to integrate AI into their business, because Hugging Face and Google partner for OpenAI collaboration. This isn't OpenAI, this is Open Space AI, so don't confuse it with ChatGPT or OpenAI, the company. It's more like open source stuff. Both CEOs from Hugging Face and Google Cloud said that Google Cloud and Hugging Face share a vision for making generative AI more accessible and impactful for developers. This partnership ensures that developers on Hugging Face will have access to Google Cloud's purpose-built AI platform Vertex AI along with our secure infrastructure, which can accelerate the next generation of AI services and applications. Apple Podcasts offers transcripts for all shows in iOS 17.4, and this means that Apple Podcasts will be able to provide a transcript for seemingly nearly every podcast. This is greatly achieved thanks to machine translation, which has improved significantly in recent years, to the point that spoken words should be relatively non-trivial to transcribe into text. The feature is new and still in beta, so there isn't any information on implementation or expected accuracy. But you will be able to see it working right here.
Let us return once more to A More Civilized Age, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Rob Zachlin, joined by Ali Akampora.
So this possibly makes listening to a long podcast episode much easier, because you can maybe skip around some of the parts where you see that you're not interested in, or there's a sponsored segment. You can basically click on the text and skip forward to this new segment, and this will probably make listening to podcasts a lot more pleasurable experience. As I said, this is already available in a beta version of Apple iOS 17.4, but if you don't use the beta version, then it's going to be released to the public in March this year. Big news for people in marketing: you can now put Google AI to work with search ads, which essentially means that Google AI will be able to aid and assist you into creating a new ad campaign. As they say right here, you can now chat your way into better performance with the conversational experience in Google Ads. Essentially what this means is Google AI is probably going to ask you a bunch of questions to make your Google ad campaign more personalized and understand what's your expectation from the campaign, and then hopefully it will be able to attract more attention to your campaign. Alright, so I just wanted to show you a couple of fun news as well. As you can see, this guy FabDream.ai has created a unique 40-second AI video for their homepage banner, illustrating the dynamic evolution of money. This is a full 40-second AI generated video, and he's using some interpolation techniques that, again, I have no idea what they are, but the results are really interesting, and I'm really excited to see what people do moving forward. And another really cool creation by Garrett Scott, who says that this isn't a drone video, even though it looks like it is, but it's actually a 3D space created just from iPhone pictures. Apparently it's called a NERF, and he says it's massively underrated. Imagine being able to tour a home like this, or play Call of Duty on a map of your office. Those are things you could build today. And then Garrett goes on to add that it's also how we'll go from AI generated images to fully AI generated game environments. This is exactly the scenario where you will get two things out of this. We will get really cool games that utilize this technique. They're gonna create some really amazing game environments, but then we're also gonna have thousands of Steam games that are trying to utilize this, but the games are actually trash. But anyways, this is some really amazing advancement in that area. We're almost at the finish line. We still got a few things to cover. One of these is that Chrome is getting 3 new generative AI features. One of these is the option to smartly organize your tabs. So as you can see from this video here, you can now organize your tabs and group similar tabs into one. I imagine this is going to be pretty useful, as I have a lot of tabs open right up here. This should be available if you update your Chrome. I don't have it. Maybe it's because I'm in EU, I don't know, but we will see. Maybe in a few days I will get this as well. And then you can create your own themes with AI. So if you want to create your own customized Chrome theme, you can just add some details here and then create and choose it. That's how easy it is. And I think it's a pretty nice detail that Google Chrome has added. I mean, why not? The last one will be available in the next month's Chrome release, where they will launch another experimental AI-powered feature to help you write with more confidence on the web. Whether you want to leave a well-written review for a restaurant, craft a friendly RSVP for a party, or make a formal inquiry about an apartment rental. Essentially, what this means is that if you're too lazy to write more than one sentence, then Google Chrome will do it for you, no problem. Moving on, the art selfie is back, and this time with generative AI. I've never used art selfie, I don't remember this, but apparently it was a thing back in 2018 or something. And what this tool allows you to do is take a selfie And then, as you can see, you will be able to choose a background or a theme, and then it will generate your image into that theme or background. So yeah, it looks like a pretty fun app to play around with your friends, your family. And as you can see, you will be able to insert yourself in a wide range of different scenarios. I guess this could really help content creators as well to put themselves into, you know, different themed YouTube thumbnails, for example. So yeah, pretty cool. Last news of this week isn't so much related to AI as it is in tech in general, but I still wanted to show it to you because I think it's so cool. If you've seen this image, then this is a Japanese rover on the moon. They've landed successfully on the moon. And as it turns out, funnily enough, the robot that took this same image here is actually this same robot here that you're seeing on the screen. It's literally a toy robot, and as you can see, the way it moves is pretty cool. It's able to handle rough environments pretty well. And this is literally just a toy robot that is available in Japan to buy. You can buy this robot for yourself from Japan. It is currently priced at 27,500 yen, or in other words, $185, which is pretty funny. I love that. But yeah, obviously the robot version that they're using on the moon is a little bit more advanced. It's the space rated version. It's the same design, but fancier metal and plastic, so it would withstand the weather conditions there. And this concludes my first time ever releasing an AI news video. Hope you enjoyed it. This was pretty fun for me. As you can see, I am no expert in this AI area. I'm just curious. I'm trying to learn. I just enjoy learning about this tech, and if you see any mistakes, then feel free to correct me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.